Hi there, this is Julie from PhotoFabPaperFlowers, and thank you for watching. This video will instruct you how to make an approximately 8-inch sunflower using the Sunflower 2022 mini flower template, which is available in my Etsy shop and is linked in the description below. At the beginning of this video is a chart of all the sizes for you to set it up and cut in your machine's design space. Also, there's a link in the description below to a PDF document with written instructions, and the size is also noted on that document in my PhotoFab Paper Flower Makers group available on Facebook. It is free to join, and it's available in the guides tab, but is linked again in the description below. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So with the largest sepal, which is your sepal 1, this one you will need to cut on a piece of 12 by 12 paper. And when I say a supersized sunflower or mini flower, it just means all the petals are connected, but we're making it at a little bit larger size than your traditional paper flower, which is approximately anywhere from 2 to 4 inches. So we're going to take our red dowel rod. So if you have one of my newer dowel rod sets available in my Etsy shop, they are hand colored and you get a chart to let you know what size it is. So we're going to use our 5/16 dowel rod. You're going to place it down in the middle of the petal. You're going to pinch it up and roll it between your fingers. Okay. Pinch it up and roll. Now I am right-handed, so a lot of times my roll will come in more from the right hand side. Pinch it up and roll. Okay, pinch it up and roll. We're going to roll all these petals up. There are 3 different sepal styles and 2 different petals. Okay, sepal number 2, we're going to use our green dowel rod, which is our olivey green, or a 1/4 inch dowel rod. Place it down in the middle of the petal, and I'm going at a little bit of an angle. Pinch it up and roll. Pinch and roll. Okay. Flip it over, and again we're going to use that olivey green dowel rod for our smallest one, and our smallest one I mean a little over 5 inches. Okay, place it down in the middle of the petal. Thumb, index finger holds the dowel rod in place. Pinch it up with your other hand and roll it between your fingers a few times. Pinch it up and roll. Alright, so I chose to do my sunflower in 2 different colors, and you can use 2 colors from the Citrus Paper Pack by Recollections from Michaels, or Joanne has a solid core paper pack that has shades of yellow and orange in it, so it's their yellow and orange paper pack. Both of them will work out great. I'm also using Spring Hill Digital 65-pound cardstock in goldenrod, and then also this is an older yellow from an AC Moore Spice Market paper pack. So again, whichever 2 colors that complement one another will work just fine. A little lighter and darker. So again, you're going to cut everything according to that document at the beginning of this video, or available in my PhotoFab Paper Flower Makers group. So there's 2 larger ones, which is petal design number 1. It has a wider base. We're going to take our 1/4 inch dowel rod, which is our olivey green one again, and we're going to roll all of our petals up. So now you can either stack them or roll them separately. So just place it down in the middle of the petal, pinch it up, and roll. Just watch you don't rip the petals off. So whatever petal you want for your very center color is what color you're going to start with, because there are 7 layers. And all the tools that you needed are also noted on that instruction document. So just pinch it up and roll it between your fingers. I'm going to take our next one, which is my color 2, pinch it up and roll. We're still using that 1/4 inch dowel rod, which is your olivey green. So making a sunflower is super duper easy. You can always add inking and shading. We're just going to add a little bit to my center. It's just your center, when you're making these a little bit larger, is a lot of rolling, as you'll see. But the result, I promise you, my friends, is so worth it. Okay, you're just rolling up the petals, squeeze it between your fingers a little. Okay, we're still using the 1/4 inch, so this is petal 2 design now. Pinch it up and roll. Everything again is noted in that PDF instruction document. So even if you don't have Facebook, you should be able to access it. Pinch it up and roll. Okay, we're just placing it down, pinching and rolling it between our fingers. We're taking our next one again, and we're still using that 1/4 inch dowel rod. So pinching up and rolling. I like the little bit of color variation by using 2 different shades of yellow for your sunflower. As you'll notice, most sunflowers are not like one pure color. Now we're going to switch. We have our last 3 petals. Those that we're going to roll with our 3/16 inch dowel rod, which is our blue, or coastal blue as I like to call it. And we're going to cut between each of the petals. So we have 2 of them at the same size. I try and line them up, but they always get messed up. And I don't know what I do. So take your precision scissors or any scissors and cut maybe about 1/4 of an inch in towards the center. It's gonna make our center a little bit smaller. Again, you're taking your blue dowel rod, placing it down in the middle of the petals, pinch it up and roll. Now again, you can roll them at the same time, or if you're more comfortable, you can choose to roll them separately like we did our other ones. Again, I'm just alternating between the darker yellow and the lighter. Okay, and then for our last one, our smallest petal, a little over 7 inches. Again, it is a supersized one. You're going to cut in between each petal approximately about 1/4 of an inch in towards the center. So you're just going around, in between. And then we're taking our 3/16 blue dowel rod again. Same one we just used on the other two. Place it down in the middle of the petal, pinch it up and roll it between your fingers. Again, I'm coming in more at an angle from the right side just because I'm right-handed. We have our petals rolled, we have our sepals ready to go. Now our center. There are 40 centers total. So we have 7 at the 0.31 inches high. They're all the same width at 10.25. We have 10 at 0.55, and then our outer layers are 0.73. So again, all of that's shown at the beginning of this video. So I'm going to start with my smallest one. We're going to thread it onto the slotted quilling tool. You're going to roll it a few times. Add some hot glue. Roll it towards you. And we're going to periodically add some more hot glue. Secure the end. And now we have our center started. I'll take your next center. Probably the worst part is detangling. Now if I have one less of one of them, it's just because it ripped on my mat. And you should be fine. Or you can cut another one. I don't worry about it. You can start randomly between the petals of your previous layer, or you can just go right to where you ended. And again, you want to add some glue periodically because we don't want our center to get loose. We're going to try and keep it on the slotted quilling tool as long as possible and secure the end. Okay, add glue. You want to add it as much as you can to make it one rotation around. Overlap where you began the last one. Try and keep this bottom edge aligned. Roll towards you. We want to keep adding glue at least once in the center. And secure the end. Okay. And we're just going to keep adding our centers. So I'm just looking to see where the last one stopped. Overlap it. Hardest part is keeping it lined up on the bottom. Why? Why it doesn't want to line up? Okay, let's roll. The little ones are a little haywire today. Okay, so now I'm going to start attaching my petals in between the previous layers. So where they ended, I'm just going to try and place them in those little slots in between. And again, try and add some glue in the middle as you're rolling. So one more of the smaller one. So now we're just going to randomly start placing them around, not in the exact same spot, not where the last one ended, because we want to just make sure everything's distributed evenly. Always add some glue right in the middle, beginning, middle, and end of each paper strip. So now you can see with our smallest petal, we're not even close to filling up that center. So now we're going to start with our medium size ones, which are 0.55. Add enough glue to make at least one rotation around your center. And we're going to place it in between the previous layers. Oops. Roll it a few times, add some more hot glue. And secure the end. Now you can glue a few of them together if you want, so you don't have to keep stopping and starting. That's perfectly okay. I'm just going to randomly start in between the previous layers. Okay. And we're just going to continue this process. Now we're going to switch to the larger centers. Again, you're going to add enough glue to make at least one rotation around. We're going to randomly just start, and we want to place those petals in between the previous centers. Keeping that bottom right edge aligned. So it's 3 different heights in your center. Again, I'm just going to continue to add all of these. There's 23 of them, so here we go. Okay, now we're on our last 2 centers. And you can see it doesn't fill the center completely, but remember we cut in between each petal, so our center is going to get smaller, and we're going to fluff out the center, meaning it's going to make it wider. Now you certainly can plug in your large glue gun to glue the center into your petals, and because these have a larger center, I've just been using my mini glue gun by Surebonder and the 8-inch glue sticks by Gorilla Glue, and it works just fine. You just may have to add a lot more glue as far as like glue sticks, and again you keep placing them in between the previous layers, so you're not starting right where the last one ended. I keep rotating it around. Pretty close to the outer edge. So now we're going to add some black soot and fluff out our center. So place it on your tabletop and really pull them out. It's mostly the outer layers, and then you can pull them and really bend back those outer layers, because that's what's going to fill in that extra. Really be tight up against the innermost petals, which is layer 7. I see a glue string. You know me, I like shaping center, so I could play around with it all day. So we're going to add some black soot. You just take some black ink, your finger dabber, and I'm just going to brush it onto my center. It's just to highlight, to give it some color variation in the center. So I'm just going all the way around, brushing, and then we'll get the very center. And we can always add more when we attach it. All right, so now we're going to take some of our larger metal ball stylus tools. So they come in a set of 4. Mine are super dirty because you can see I use them a lot. They have a different diameter ball on either end. So we're going to take the larger ones. We're going to take our flower shaping mat, which is a soft foam mat. So again, if you need any paper flower tools, I do have my Etsy shop linked in the description below. I'm going to flip them over, and we're going to start with our largest. So we are going to take our larger metal ball stylus, roll it around the edge of the petals where they meet the base, just to lift them up slightly. Layer 2 is my lighter color. Again, roll it around where the petals meet the base. We're going to add glue to our layer 2 here. We're going to place the petals in between the previous layer's petals. I might have gotten mine out of order because they should be the same shape. Don't worry if you do. It all works out in the end. Alright, roll your petals where the petals meet the base with your metal ball stylus on your flower shaping mat. I like to go around the edge first and then fill it in. Okay, place the petals in between the previous layer's petals. And then you can use your metal ball stylus to make sure it's secure. And keep rotating your flower around just to keep it even. Okay, roll the center where the petals meet the base, oops, on your flower shaping mat. I like to go around the edge first and then fill it in. Place the petals in between your previous layer's petals. So it's going like dark light, dark light. So now I'm gonna take a little bit smaller metal ball stylus, and these are the ones we cut, our last 3 layers. 5, 6, and 7. You're rolling them and making sure that it really lifts up. So because we cut into the center, my center is going to get smaller. So go right around where you cut. And place the petals in between the previous layer's petals. Okay, take your next one, roll, go around the edge, and then work your way in just a little bit to really lift up those petals. And then you can always just lift them up. Okay, so right where you stopped cutting, I go around that edge and then fill it in. She's gorgeous. She's like sunshine. Roll your metal ball stylus on your flower shaping mat, right where your cuts ended, and then roll in a few times towards the center. You don't need to do the center. So this is our smallest petal, layer 7, which is 7.06. You can lift the petals up. Now we're going to glue our center in here. So I do have a new glue stick in there. Add glue all the way around, and then I'm just going to work my way across. And coming up on the sides, on that little lip. Hardest part is placing it evenly in the center. Quickly. I probably didn't get it super even. And then you can lift your petals up. probably over this way a little bit. Now go ahead and add your glue on the back. Now we just glue it into the center of our sunflower. Place it in between the previous layer's petals the best you can and press. She's nice and full, beautiful. And then we're going to attach our sepals. So you can flip it over, flip your flower over. We're going to add glue with the petals rolled under. So you're starting with your largest sepal, which is sepal 1. Place it directly in the center and press. Take your second one, and these are going to go in between. So what you can do is fold them up a little. And we're going to attach with the petals rolled under. Okay, place the sepals in between the previous layers. And then our last ones, you can just fold them up, or you can roll it with your metal ball stylus, it doesn't matter. And again, we're going to add our glue to the top part here. And there you have it. She would be gorgeous on a wreath. You could stem her. You can use her on wall displays, however you want. And if you didn't want to add the sepals, but I love that the longer petals stick out from the sides, and she's absolutely stunning. So thank you for watching.